I received some really good feedback from ZYZZY, who told me that the T-nuts were not being used correctly. I said I hope they were. Dietmar Schultz came back to me and said, actually, hope is not the best way to run a project like this. And he also said, now is the time to do it. So right now I have got it upside down and I'm replacing those T-nuts with actual screws and proper bolts with nuts on the end so that it will be secure and rigid and solid and will not wobble loose over time. So thank you guys. Now on with today's episode. So the first thing I'm doing is putting on this fourth archway that connects this lone post over here, and I'm also looking at exactly how I'm going to start the balls rolling down. I've been doing some drawings and trying to work out exactly how I can get the ball to get to the top of the slope and then come off to the side. Remember that the pusher has to go all the way through here, and therefore that there still can't be anything in the way of the pusher. I've got all sorts of temporary supports going on up here. I've got to the stage where I need to cut this and do some trials. But I don't want to cut this and get it wrong, so I'm actually going to make a new track development pad. Maybe that will work. Ooh, that went the wrong way. That's interesting. Oh wow! I reckon I've just discovered it. Oh, look at that! Look at that! Look at that! And there should be still room for me to get that about right. Excellent, I've discovered it. By accident it goes the wrong way, but if I replicate that bit on there and that bit on here, then I should be able to get it to go to the inside. Way. I've ended up making this kind of catching net, which is a much wider few pieces of copper to give the ball a bit more chance of landing in here and not bouncing out. So at the moment I've just got this kind of bent hook type thing, so as the ball comes down it hits that and then comes this way. And it looks pretty good, looks workable. Obviously the vertical pusher can make it through here, hopefully as well. So I think I've got enough information to carry on and build onto the sculpture. But I'm thinking this is all a little bit not very adjustable. So I'm making another prototype. So I'm going to put this on, this funny thing here. it's going to go like that. I'm going to put that on and see if this one is any better. I'm always amazed at how much mess I make when I'm experimenting and prototyping. Basically all of that was just to make that tiny little transition from the slope to the catchment bit. Struggling to actually get this one to work, so I'm going to cut it off and use this one. It's a bit taller, it's a bit straighter, it's a bit nicer, and it's got slightly better curves on it already, so I'm going to give this one a go on here. Okay, I got it on there and it's going to work, but it's all really a bit close and wobbly, so I'm going to add a extra strut on here, and that will give me some stability on the outside track, and then I can work on bending all the rest of it around there. There's another strut in here, and I'm learning that it's going to be a bit more stable the more connections there are. So I've got a temporary one in across the top, but that will obviously turn into copper at some point, and this tail will come out and probably join onto here and form the beginning framework of what is going to be my support for the catching area, although in reality it might actually be a bit lower down here. So it's becoming more reliable, it's becoming adjustable, and I'm now going to work on the catching device, work out exactly how low it needs to be, what shape it needs to be, what position it needs to be, and then I'll do some fabrication. I'll probably start with cardboard and then turn it into copper when I've got a cardboard one working. So that's the next job. Sometimes you make things and they just look really nice. This is strong, it's curved in all directions, it's the right spacing. I don't think any balls will come through here, and I think it will catch the balls as they fall in. So I'm going to clean it up and get it on. Okay, I've got it soldered on here and also just over here. So This is looking really good. Let's give it a test with some balls. If we take a little look at that second one, I went back on the video and just saw that it was peeking in just there. And I thought, oh, that's a bit close. So I did some slow motion stuff. And the very first slow-mo that I recorded, the second ball jumped out. Let's look at it in detail. First ball lands correctly, then goes into the catcher. Second ball bounces all over the place and falls outside of the catcher. And I think that's because the whole thing was wobbling around. So I just did lots of really close looking at the slow motion video, and I saw exactly where the balls were jumping up and down and bumping into things and getting themselves in a bit of a mess. So I've come out to the garage again and done a little bit more soldering. I've replaced all of this bit here all over the top because I didn't quite like the shape of the old one, all the way around, and joined it onto here. That's a new joint, that's a new joint, that's a new joint. So there's about 5 new joints. And the key thing is I needed a more of an angle going on in here. So when the balls come down on this side, they hit on a better position, a better angle, a more controlled position that's closer to the drop point so that they can go into the catching net. So I've put this bit of paper up to try to explain it because it is hard to film with so many lines all over the place. But I'll take the paper away now and do some more filming. And that will end today's video. So thanks for watching. I really do appreciate your comments. Like I said at the beginning, if you think I'm doing it wrong, or you've got any ideas about how I can do it better, or you just want to send me lots and lots of praise and appreciation, I really like that. The Fibonacci thing, the golden ratio, a lot of people are commenting on that right now because episode 5 has just come out in real life, and I'm really excited to see how this whole thing ends up. So over the next few weeks I will do there's going to be a track switch, there's going to be lots of downhill stuff, there's going to be some spiral, there's even going to be a jump, and there might even be a little bell at the end when the balls get to the bottom. So I've got it all planned out now, just a case of going through and building it, and hopefully you'll join me and watch me as I carry on this process of building RBS5 for the Mad Museum, Stratford Upon Avon. I'll see you on the next episode. Cheers. Bye.